What? Wait. Day 375? I mean, okay, I'll be here.
All right, our Uber's arriving. Hi. Bye, Z. I love you, Z. Me over there. Our Uber driver didn't understand when we said we wanted to go to Terminal 2, so we made an extra early stop and hit the Z off early. 2 hours of sleep tonight. This is a bad week for sleep. I figured I'd give Ryanair a fair shake and not complain about them before I had actually flown with them again, because it's been a long time since I've flown with them. But then you can't just check in with them here. If you don't check in at least 2 hours in advance, you have to pay them to check you in here. 50 euros. I now have to pay them 50 euros to check in, despite the fact that I've already bought a ticket. So just to get checked in here, I have to pay them 50 euros. It's a scam. It's a super huge scam. So just to recap, I already stood in line here to check in. Found out that since I hadn't checked in online within at least over 2 hours, since I hadn't checked in online, they're gonna charge me 50 euros to check in here, because you have to check in with it at least 2 hours to spare online. So I needed to do it like yesterday. They don't have any way of taking money up here though, so I had to walk all the way over there. But to pay those guys, they don't even have they don't even have like credit card machines or anything. They just took my information down pretty much. Filled out this little form right here. And then I have to bring it back over here, wait in line again, and hand it to this guy. That doubled the price of my flight. My flight from here to Paris was 51 euros. That literally doubled the price of my flight by not checking in online, which technically, yeah, is my fault. But no other airline ever in the world charges you to check in at the airport. So, what a giant scam. I can't. I was gonna give them an honest try. I was like, no, I'm sure I have just unfounded memories and bias against this airline. I did not. Never fly Ryanair. The guy that took my money asked me, he's like, so how's your day going? I was just like, not great. You just doubled the price of my flight and I've only had 2 hours of sleep. So I'm gonna see him again later, because he's also probably gonna be the guy who checks us into the plane, and then he's gonna be the guy who throws the stuff on, and he's also probably the pilot. So we'll see him around. The thing is that Ryanair's entire business model is based on your suffering. So they make you suffer unless you pay. The more you pay, the less you suffer, and eventually you just get a normal flight experience instead of the extra crappy, lowbrow, nasty one that I'm getting to experience today. So like these lines, do they need to be this long and slow? No. But they want it to be long and slow, so you'll pay extra money to go through a normal speed lane. Priority, everyone else. Which normally doesn't mean much to the airlines, but with these guys it does. The nice thing about having all this extra time to stand in line though is that I was able to actually find and book a bus directly from the Beauvais airport to Paris. Oh yeah, that's another thing. They don't actually fly into Paris. They advertise as flying into Paris. They actually fly into a town that's an hour and a half north of Paris. Also good to know. I wish I was flying EasyJet. It's so much nicer. We're in like the super cheap terminal. The other terminal's actually nice. This terminal was not great. And that's the thing. Ryanair doesn't fly into nice places. They don't, well, everything is run as cheaply as humanly possible. Whew, it is early. So thankfully, that's the crazy thing, is just by public transportation, it would take you 3 hours or more to get from Beauvais to Paris. It's not Paris. They call it Beauvais Paris. It is not Paris. Orly and Charles de Gaulle get in like within a reasonable distance, like 30 minutes of Paris. So just be aware of that too. If you're gonna fly with these guys, you're gonna pay in a number of ways, including just getting into Paris. So just know your seat won't recline, and your in-flight entertainment will be the safety card, because they put it on the back, because there's nowhere to put anything here, because, you know, it's got to be as tight as humanly possible. I have fairly long legs, and they've got about an inch between my knee and the front seat in front of me. So if I'm 6'1", so if you're any taller than me, or you just have extra long legs, you might be sitting cross-legged the whole trip.
So it's just a 25-year Ryanair.
Or what right now, but like we still have other.
Finally, into our electronic, we have our action camera.
Downsides were, you know, like being advertised to the entire flight, the staff not being very friendly. But you get what you pay for, really. We're also getting a chance to see more of the French countryside. Also nice. The other benefit to this airport, despite the, you know, remote nature of it, is that it's easy to figure out where you're supposed to go. Not hard to find anything, so that's good. Overall, if you're willing to put up with hard seats and unfriendly customer service and unyielding, ridiculous rules, it shouldn't be too hard to make Ryanair work for you. You just won't be comfortable, you won't enjoy yourself, you'll end up somewhere way outside of town, and there's a good chance they're gonna charge you for literally everything. I didn't even try to go to the bathroom because I was afraid they'd charge me for that too. And some like 6 hours later, back in Paris. Home sweet home. I need to go to bed at a regular hour tonight. Did I record the part where I got a sandwich? It wasn't much of a sandwich, it was ham and cheese in a baguette and they microwaved it, which is an interesting way of heating up a sandwich, I suppose. But anyways, we're back in Paris. I'm gonna drop my bag off and then I'm gonna go to Cheryl's house for a little bit of an interview. You guys met Cheryl briefly last week when we got together to have like a little bit of a coffee work date, her and Yanni and I. We're gonna go and I feel tired, hold on. And Cheryl's got a pretty fun YouTube channel, videos about life in Paris and expat life. Anyways, she wants to interview me for her series on like expat interviews, something like living as an expat. By far the best part about leaving Paris is coming back. One of the things that I've discovered about living here, going and coming, is always that leaving the city is a nice break. It's a good refresher because it is pretty crazy here sometimes. So it's nice to get out of the city for a bit and then to come back, because coming back I always feel reaffirmed in living here. You know, like I know I want to live here. I know this is where I want to be. And every time I come back I'm like, it's good to be home. Here's some things I want to see in the vlog moving forward. 1, greater thematic consistency throughout the vlog. There are certain themes and episodic content that I'd like to bake more into the DNA of the vlog regularly, that I just haven't had time to kind of sit down and that I haven't had really the time to sit down and implement. So taking a break is going to give me some time, some space to try to figure that out. More sheep, because Wales really disappointed on that one, so maybe we'll find some more sheep along the way. More coffee, of course. But that's not number 3, that's just gonna happen. More collabs, obviously. I also want to see a lot more user-generated content or viewer-generated content. What I mean by that is, like, I really enjoy when we interact and you guys actually have an influence. I really didn't want to go into Versailles, but I'm glad I did, and I wouldn't have gone if you guys hadn't asked me for it repeatedly. So thinking up some ways that we can maybe encourage a little bit more of you guys influencing what I do from time to time. Obviously, I'm not going to hand over full control of my life, but you know, fun things, decisions, places I could travel, options, things like that. Things that I'm going to eat. We'll figure it out. What do you want to see more of? Maybe more random costume changes? I got those in the bag. Let me know. Wait, what is it that you're most interested in? What is it about daily life you want to see more of? Things you're curious about? I was at Cheryl's to film. It was really nice to just kind of talk about life here. I'm just curious to know, what is it that you're most interested in about life here, my life here, whatever else that we end up talking about in general. Feel free to leave comments on what you want to see more of. what you might want to see less of. And like I said, I've got some ideas on how we can interact on this a little bit more regularly. We'll talk about that as we go though. My mom just texted me to remind me that I've also been to Jamaica. I don't know how I forgot that. I mean, I haven't slept in like a week, but that's part of it. So Jamaica, which puts us at 33 countries. If you're curious what I'm talking about, watch yesterday's vlog. I finally counted how many countries I've been to, and I guess I just spoiled it for you. There's a lot of other fun stuff that happens in yesterday's vlog too, like I ate half of a sardine with all the bones still inside of it. That might have been a mistake. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe. I also linked to Cheryl's channel below because she's amazing, and we just filmed a couple videos together today, and I'm looking forward to doing more collabs with her and Yanni and others very soon. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun couple of weeks, especially while I'm taking my break. So yeah, please do like and subscribe, and thanks for watching all the way through. Goodbye.